lovely entrepreneurs. It's Monica here again. We're in the same forest, but this time I heard they relocated the bear. Can you imagine that? Poor bear. They had to sedate him and move him and relocated him. What does that even mean? Hold on. People are jogging here. Okay. So, today is the last episode where we're going to talk about the body. And then next week we're going to start with the mind. So get ready for an interesting ride. But as I said, all these episodes now, it's very important that we start with the body and have this as a solid foundation. Because otherwise, when we're going to go into the mind, even if you are going to follow my advice and so, not much is going to happen if you don't have this foundation in the body. So those of you who are new and who want to be committed to this, please go back to the last episodes about the body. Now, what I want to talk today about this body. Now, like I said, we have the food body and we have the mental body, right? Now, due to certain memories within our evolution, like karmic memory, we have mental memory, evolutionary memory, genetic memory, all these sorts of memories. Oh, I'm a little tired today. So all these types of memories, they create certain compulsions in the body and they're unconscious, so we can not control them consciously. And it's important to have conscious control over the compulsions of our body. So in this episode, I'm going to speak about how to have control over these compulsions. Now, so due to these memories, like I said, the body has certain compulsions. Now, what does that mean? That means that we're going to be trapped in a life where we don't want to be trapped, and we're not going to know what's going on, right? And life will always look for a way to break free of this trap, because there's something within each and every one of us that we don't like. Slavery. And being compulsive is slavery, okay? And the mind knows that, and it wants to break free. So this is why we have things like drugs, alcohol, smoking, partying, and not the cool kind of partying, okay? This is why we have excessive sex in society. Now, there's nothing wrong with sex as long as it's in the body. Sex is okay. It's just nature's way to reproduce itself. You know, it's an instrument that nature has so that we can reproduce ourselves. But the problem is that sex comes into the mind. Now, when it comes into the mind, it becomes a perversion of the mind. And that's why we have rape and rape drugs or something. And I don't know what other kind of perversions, pedophilia and necrophilia or whatever the hell that is called. I mean, I can't even think about those things. So that's why these things come up, because of the, like I said, memory that carries a certain karmic, mental, karmic, evolutionary, and genetic memory, and they carry the compulsions that we gathered. Now, I'm not going to say where we gathered them, because it wasn't in this life, but we're not going to talk about that, okay? Right? Not right now. Okay. So this is how the mind will try to get out of this trap. Am I recording here? Yes, we're to 4 minutes. No, I'm saying this because I've made the video previously and I wasn't recording, so just checking. Okay. Now, as long as you're identified with your body and your mind, and anyway, you know that one day you will die, right? Because we all know. And if you think that this is it, that you're just your mind and your body, then you can only fear death. Because if you know that you're going to lose this body one day, then you can only fear death. Now, if you go ahead living your life in fear, now that's slavery. That's the worst kind of slavery, isn't it? Because if somebody does something to your job and you feel like they're using you and you feel like you're being used and you feel like you're a slave, that's bad enough. But to be a slave of yourself, that's horrible, isn't it? And we want to get out of that. So, how to get out of that? Now, first of all, we need to use this body and mind properly. Now, let's start with the activity during the day, okay? It's very important what kind of activity in the day we do and what are we doing with this body and this mind. So, for the body and for the mind, it's important to, that's why I've been talking in the previous videos that we need to eat healthy. We need a solid foundation. We need healthy food, healthy fuel in this body, right? And you need to understand that this body, just like everything else, this forest around me, this whole universe for that matter, is made of the 5 elements that we know of. So that is water, which is the biggest one in our body, like 72% in men and around 80% in women, because we need to carry babies. And that's why women have more fluffy tissue, if you want to call it. It's not because we're fat, okay? Okay. So, hold on. We have 2 cute dogs. Don't worry, it's not a wolf. Oh, hello, doggy. Yes. Let them pass. Hello, doggy. Hello. Yeah. Salute. They're sweet. No, it's not that. They're on TV. Hello. It has a light, I think, if you lose them in the forest. Okay, so hold on. So what were we saying? Yes, we were talking about water and that it's 70% of our body. Now, if something is 70% of our body, it's very important how, it's very important, and it's going to dictate a lot about our state of mind. Now, here's an important update. Water from the tub, how do you call that? Say that in English. From the, where you wash your dishes and it comes into your sink, yeah? The tube directly there. Faucet, yeah? Water from the faucet is not good for the system. It's not healthy for the system. It has a lot of chemicals in it, even if it is filtered. So I recommend you to drink water that's stagnated for a couple of hours, preferably over the night in your room. Now, to avoid toxicity to the water, it's best to keep it in glass, or ideally in copper, because copper has a natural it's like a natural disinfectant for the water, so it cleanses the bacteria that are there and is very good for the system. So drink water from glass or copper and keep it stagnated over the night. So this is what you can do about the water to keep the water, the 70% of water within you, stable, because if the water within you is stable, so are you, because it's 70% of you. So it's very important, okay? So also, drink like 2 liters per day, depending on the activity and your lifestyle. And take regular showers. That's very important, because you don't clean just the dirt in your body. You clean the memory that's been gathered there throughout the day. You clean the water within you, the 70% of water within you. It has an effect on that, and it has an effect on your state of mind. So it's not just the dirt. So I would say you should do like at least 2 showers a day. 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. Now don't do more than that, because there's a natural pH of your skin, and there are natural bacteria on your skin that protect you from infections and stuff. And if you use soap, well, they're gonna die. The good bacteria is gonna die too, not just the bad one. Okay, so that's what you can do about the water. Now next, we have earth, which is like around 10% of our body. So it's important to be in touch with the earth around us. That's why these walks that I take in nature every day are very important for our system. And ideally, if it's summer and you're in a warm place, you should walk barefooted, right? Because your body knows where it's coming from and it knows where it's going, okay? And if you put it in touch with the earth, you're not going to be so unstable. So it's going to bring a lot of health into your life. Now, we have have the rest of them, which is fire, air, and space. Again, air, you're going to clean it by staying in nature and in the wind, right? And then space again, as long as you don't have a roof above your head, there's a certain element called akash, which is also space, but not just that. We're not going to get into that. So it's important to not have a roof on your head as much as you can. That's why it's important to take walks and be in nature. And the last one, the fire. Now to clean the fire within you, you can light a candle, at your home. It would be best if you have an oil lamp because, they don't burn so fast. Oh, hold on, there's a dead tree here. Okay. And if you use an oil lamp, then it's even going to stay through the night. And you're going to see that you're going to sleep and rest better if there's fire in the room. Now, don't do this if you're not certain that you're not going to set your house on fire, okay? Because that's a horrible way to die, so I heard. Okay, so these are the 5 elements, and this is how to keep them in place. I mean, clean, it's like a cleansing sort of stuff. And to keep your compulsions out of your life, because we don't want to be slaves, okay? We're doing that anyway with many things, so let's do it as little as we can. Ooh, it's getting warm here. So these are the 5 elements. Now, again, about the activity in the day. Besides these things, you could do yoga and meditation. Those are very, very important elements to bring balance to your system. And also, there are certain yogic practices which focus on cleansing the air and the other elements in your body. Now, for those of you who are interested, please leave me a comment and I'll send you the link to the foundation with whom I do my yoga practices. And you can have access to them too, okay? And they even have like free yoga for beginners to bring balance. They have like free yoga for health, success, peace, love, joy, and overall well-being. And they're amazing, really. I still do them even today, although I'm not a beginner anymore, but I use them as like the foreplay for my yoga. Okay, that's how I start. Okay, so this is about activity. Now, again, about activity, it's very important that whatever you do it very intensely. You do it as intensely as you can, because you need to be engaged with life, with life around you. You need to do stuff. You need to do activities, and especially with other people that involve helping other people too, but even for yourself, you need to be active, to have an active life, and to do it intensely. So don't do something just because it needs to be done, and even if it's something that it needs to be done, do it joyfully. Do it willingly, because ultimately it's resisting these things. So what's the difference between something that you love or that you hate? Ultimately, it's a matter of willingness, isn't it? Why is making love something you consider, enjoyable, but rape is something that you are horrified to go through? It's only a matter of willingness, isn't it? Oh, hello again. Okay. These guys went through the end of the forest and back. Okay. So, where was I? Oh, my goodness. This is what happens when I have too much activity during the day, okay? Activity in the day. And now there's a certain point of the intensity where if you go beyond it, if you reach a certain peak of effort, so to speak, it becomes effortless. So it's very important to reach that point, because then everything that you're going to do things that other people struggle with, but it's going to be effortless for you. So it's all a matter of intensity. It's not the quantity of the activity, it's the quality of it. So ideally is to have them both, fill your days with activity, but do it intensely and focused and committed to it. So that's the secret for a healthy mind, besides the things that I said previously. And now about restfulness. Your body needs resting, not sleeping. We only sleep because we need rest, right? Because the body needs to rest. So for your sleep quota to go down, it's important, like I've talked in the previous videos, to take care of your nutrition, to clean these elements, like I said, to have a lot of activity during the day and bring to it as much intensity as you can. And you will see that then your sleeping quota will go down. Now, if you're not into yoga or meditation, that's fine. You can do all the things that I said about cleaning your elements and taking walks in nature or any other kind of exercise, and that will help too. So, yes, this is what I wanted to talk to you about. Now again, the thing with the empty stomach that I've been talking about in the previous days. If you check your pulse, when you have an empty stomach, it's going to be between 70 and 80. Now, between 70 and 80, it's considered the resting parameters. So your body is there's going to be less friction in your body at that time. And if you take your pulse after you eat, you're going to see that it's, well, above 90. Sometimes between 90 and 100, I would say, depending on how heavy what you ate is. So it's important to keep your pulse between resting parameters. That's why I said that you should have as big of a gap as you can between the meals, right? So that there's less friction in your system. So this is what I wanted to talk to you. These are the final news that I had for you about the body. Like I said, we're going to go to the mind the next week, and we're going to linger there for a couple of weeks. So please check out the previous videos if you're new to this channel, and let me know with anything that I can help you. There's a link down below that will take you to my Facebook account, and if you need any more information or help, please schedule a free call with me, and we'll see what we can do. And other than that, well, take care of yourself, take care of the 5 elements, take care of your health, take care of your nutrition, take care of your mind, and be active and intense with whatever you are doing. Okay. Nice to see you today, and I wish you a great week. Bye-bye.